Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Are you ready, LD? Starladder Europe. That was my best Sports Center impression.
we need to get our own soundboard. It's not fair that Cuddle Guy is on the soundboard.
That'd be my first sound on
whenever
there.
a game's getting boring, you can just spice it up. You know, just turn on some Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Make it a real cage match.
I foolishly showed him some of the little tools of the M broadcaster.
Oh no. So was he going a little crazy? Oh, the crabs and stuff?
Yep, he was a big fan of the
knife.
he was all about it. So solo casting Cuddle Guy has been going a bit ham lately.
He
for
was a little drunk with power. The knife as well. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He was actually like implementing it like mid-team fight. I don't know.
Really in the middle of the game.
The guy's got talent.
We need to have a talk with that boy.
Well, speaking of talent, we've got some talented teams here in the draft.
Boom! What a smooth transition.
mYinsanity taking on Power Rangers. A lot of talk around Deechara as like the new big stand-in who's been crushing lately for Power Rangers.
I'm a believer, man. I've been ever since I saw Slark like a month ago. I've been all aboard the hype train. Also, he's playing for Power Rangers, so how can you not hype this guy up?
Yeah, they're one of your favorites. I know that.
Oh, they just have the best theme song. No, what's the mYinsanity theme song?
I mean, is it really their theme song?
That's in the name. Of course, it's their theme song.
Well, I'll go along with that.
It's gotta be.
So Power Rangers, some different picks. That was the first thing I said when this loading in. It was like, okay, we got some going different directions. Necrophos, Legion Commander, even like the first two picks, Viper. Viper not exactly a new pick, but not something we've seen yet today. And
little heel strat here from TR.
Whew. How are you killing any of these heroes? Tide's just naturally tanky. Necro, Dazzle.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
It's a bit of an issue. They have Legion, but generally whenever you see a Legion pick, you always want to ask just like, how do they actually win duels? Like, it's not just about the duel damage, it's just about getting kills with the duel skill, and they don't have Scarith Mage.
Yeah.
They don't really have any burst, and they're up against a Dazzle and other heals, and Ravage, so I'm not quite seeing how mYinsanity bursts heroes down if they don't have a powerful start. Like, obviously, if they snowball the lanes, then it might not matter. But
I'm also a bit of a weird Lich pick. Like, the Frost Armor, I guess you get bonus armor against the Dazzle Weave, but it's still not much physical damage coming out just yet.
They must just be picking this for the lane dominance.
Yeah, they've got a lot of minus armor from Venge and Dazzle, but where's the actual right clicks? Maybe suggesting something like a Shadow Fiend or a Templar Assassin as their last pick for mid lane.
You're thinking for mYinsanity?
No, for Power Rangers. Because they've got this kind of minus armor with Venge and Dazzle.
They are going to ban the Ditya Slark, which has been by far his go-to hero. I would say every game that I've seen him dominate on, he's been on Slark. I have yet to see him really crush on other heroes. So
okay.
It does get the last ban, so they're not really prioritizing it, but they do show a little bit of love here. I'm sure he's fully capable of doing a lot of work with other heroes, but I just haven't seen it.
Alrighty, so mYinsanity, I don't know what these lanes are going to be. I've seen bits and pieces of some of their games. They've actually been shown a lot of promise here in Starladder Europe, but Lich typically kind of like your off-lane support for a dual lane or sometimes a dual lane mid. Doesn't really do too amazing as a safe lane support, so maybe some kind of 2-1-2 setup from mYinsanity when you go for the Lich. Like a Lich plus Legion Commander in the off-lane.
And then like Wraith King +1, Viper mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just pretty solid all around.
My question, though, is how do they stop the Death Ball? They have overwhelming odds, and that's it. Like, they have no real... And I guess Chain Frost, but... Chain Frost is not really the best when the entire creep wave's alive. And with Necrophos and Dazzle, that entire creep wave will be alive for a very long time. Don't really have much D-push. Don't have, like, a Brewmaster or a Void or some... Wraith King can kind of screw things up if he gets farmed and jumps in with the ulti, but there you go. Okay. This gives them more D-push. It's a very forgotten hero, and I think largely with good reason, because he just takes way too long to come online.
There's no real like follow-up AoE spell to go with the Vacuum as well here, so...
Yeah, Vacuum and the Chain Frost if you get really lucky, but...
Yeah.
I agree. I'm not sure it's a good Darkseer pick, but... What were the other options, I guess? They had a Void out there. Pretty nice with Lich.
Hmm.
Actually, no, they couldn't have run Void. Unless they wanted to run support Wraith King Lich, which would have been pretty bad.
Lone Druid, it's a full 5-man push from power. I was just thinking, like, if this is 5-man Death Ball, they need something that actually kills towers. And I was like,
so good against Lich as well. Also good against Darkseer. You can't make an illusion of the Spirit Bear. I really like this Lone Druid pick, actually.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid, I'd say. It's just great because, like, they don't have the best line for even killing the Spirit Bear right now.
It also gives them someone who can lane reasonably well against a Viper if they want to throw that Lone Druid mid. Could run the Necrophos tri-lane, the Tide off lane.
Looks like, yeah, Sashglow will be the, mid Lone Druid perhaps, as we'll get ourselves into the game. And this is our first Europe match for the day. We've got 4 Europe matches taking place. Got the Power Rangers, who are 1-0, taking on mYinsanity, who are 2-1. So both teams pretty early days in Europe, and a lot of teams haven't even played any matches because they're at other events currently.
Man, what is this Reign of Protection madness? Tidehunter with the double Reign of Protection.
Jeez.
Melee hero up against a lot of just regular right-click damage.
You know, Stout doesn't stack with Kraken, but Armor does, I guess.
Yeah, but this takes up 2 inventory slots.
I don't like it because he could have. I think he should have like another set of Tengos or another salve. This seems like it's a new. Everyone just loves doing what Bone 7 does or something.
And normally when you get the Stout, it's just for the first few waves, just to help you secure that like level 2-3.
Yeah.
And then then your Kraken's leveled up and you don't really need it too much anymore. So it could work out better.
Choice.
I mean, but what are you going to turn these into? Tranquil Boots on Tide? You really need Arcanes. Or at least a bottle.
You get some, like, if you can't farm your Arcanes, I guess you get a Bassi for some mana regen, which wouldn't be which is fairly cost effective. I just feel he should have more HP.
I haven't seen it on Tide before. I mean, I think it'll probably be fine just because he's Tide, and that hero's almost impossible to zone out of the off lane, but it doesn't seem like... It seems like it's... Oh, fair. Want that bounty run.
Yeah, he was hoping for it. Not happening.
It just seems like it's more well suited for the ranged heroes who can't really benefit from a Stout Shield.
Yep.
Anyway, not the hugest deal.
So we'll be the Lone Druid mid lane. He's going to be going up against... We'll introduce our 2 teams. We'll start there. On the Radiant side is going to be Power Rangers with Cheshire Cat playing the off-lane Tide. It's going to be Sashko on the solo mid Lone Druid. Safe lane tri-lane for now looks like Seneko going to be playing the Dazzle. Support Venge being played by J4, and that leaves the Necrophos being played by Dichara.
Alright, well, on the side of mYinsanity, we've got Mitch playing the forgotten triangle-headed pointy man in the Darkseer mid lane. This is going to make life a little bit trickier for your Lone Druid. It's a dual lane. Grazine on the Legion, Lizard on the Lich. We've got Milan playing your safe lane Viper, and that does leave Mr. Bucktop, that's a cool name, on the Wraith King. Going for some efficient pulls. Looks like the timing should be just right. And he'll get the pull through.
Alright, not the easiest thing to do, especially as a melee support, but Cheshire Cat's going to come contest this and actually pulls the creep wave away, so...
Bottom lane, though, they've caught out Mitch. This could be trouble. He doesn't surge, but not using it just yet.
He's got the double Iron Shell. He wants to go for kills, or he thought about going for kills and then quickly decided against it, but he did so much damage, has Salve, Tengos, and Clarity, so he gets fully healed back up. I think that's actually pretty good trade there coming out from the Darkseer, although...
I'm not sure how Darkseer fits into this game later on, but in the laning stage, you do have to look and say, it's a good Darkseer game. There's only the Magic Missile to cancel Surge, and there's just not enough burst to force him to use it early.
Yep. So far, so good for Mitch, although the Radiant side also had plenty of Tengos. Necrophos went to lane with 8 of them, so...
Still, it's one of those classic, like, well, you might not dominate your lane, but you're occupying 3 heroes right now.
Yeah.
So
it
does seem relatively worth it.
He's going to be very disruptive in this bottom lane for Dichara, who's actually not going for that value Heartstopper or a point because he wants the extra HP and mana regen from the Sadist early on. And
yeah, you do normally see that, especially against melee heroes, but I guess Darkseer is a bit different because he can kind of just hang farther back.
He Iron Shells and then just camps as far away as possible. So I think this is a nice adjustment from the Necrophos this game, based on what he's up against. But yeah, fairly... Neither team getting too crazy aggressive after that one little spout at the bottom lane, and...
Well, looks like Bucktop's going to go for some stacking here, so the Wraith King will set up the Darkseer for later success, and I think you just keep on setting Mitch bottom, occupy these supports. That also is going to have the added benefit of just securing your dual lane mid for easy domination. Already we see that happening. 13-7 Legion, honestly a great creep score for the Lone Druid. 7-1 when you're up against a Lich Legion or a Lich anything is really impressive.
Yep.
So. Still, though, he's going to fall behind.
Some of that's the neutral camp he just killed, so I think that was actually a bit misleading.
Okay. Well, he still said 1,200 net worth. That's not too bad.
Well, one of the players, unfortunately, hyping. EU West servers, please. Please fix. But both offlaners, it's Tide especially getting a lot. Darkseer has been zoned out as far as XP goes, although he did drop the Iron Shell, so he's getting some CS. But Tide at top lane... 12 CS, level 4? He's doing fantastic. Normally, like, Viper's considered one of the better safe lane farmers to put against a Tide, but we're not seeing it so far. The double ring of protection apparently is the...
apparently it's working out.
The answer to the Viper, in some ways.
He had how many tangos when he started here?
He only had 4.
4, yeah.
Like,
well, he wasn't pulled any?
No.
I don't think he was.
He had 4 tangos, 2 rings, and that was that. He's gone through all his tangos now, but...
Oh, remember the Wraith King was here earlier doing some pulling, so...
Yeah, he managed to...
He kind of ended up feeding the Tide some creeps in this area.
Yeah, the lane got pushed out. I think he even leaked some of the pulls a bit, so...
But that being... it meant that Viper couldn't go and harass the Tide, because he's off in the woods. So maybe that's a little part of it, but yeah, I mean, still, he's been in the lane somewhat, and... Milan's not really shutting him down.
I'd personally like never consider going to this kind of a lane with just 4 tangos. I'd be like 8 tangos plus salve.
Please.
Yeah.
Or like at least get 2 tangos from your team or something.
No, but it's worked out great. So this is a happy Cheshire cat here up top. He's second highest CS in the game.
Yeah, and that's where the Lone Druid doesn't really have to have a powerful start. If they get good farm in the Necrophos and the Tide, they just deathball. Lone Druid gets a few tower last hits, and you know maybe he goes for a different item build. We've seen No Tail go. Big Daddy's been going for some very unusual Lone Druid builds in his pubs. Mask of Madness is a go-to item for him.
Okay.
Something I jokingly talked about when the patch came out, apparently he actually really likes, which is the Blade Mail build, because you think about it, the bear has really high HP, and it's also, it takes a lot of damage, because it doesn't have like that built-in additional resistance that heroes do, so... Oh, you want to mess up my bear real quick? Well, you're gonna take that right back, and
you get the armor's pretty. The armor and damage you get a lot of benefit. And
you have the monopole to actually use the active, so it's a pretty cool combo. So yeah, Big Daddy's been experimenting with some unusual builds like that. I don't know what we'll see out of Shachel, and that's one of the things I'm most interested in this game. Is just what do you go for as Lone Druid, especially because he's probably not going to farm that well in the lane early.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. I don't. If they want to go for that 5-man death ball, it doesn't seem like Midas is going to be the best thing for that. You want to go for more kind of cost-effective items like a Maelstrom, Vlad's even. Like it depends how much they want to commit to this all-in push. Which with Dazzle, Necrophos, Vengeance Tide, it's not all like their late game's still solid, but it does suggest they want to try and take down as many towers as possible as soon as possible.
Yes, sirree. We'll have a quick reconnect here from Mr. ABCDF. He's upgraded from the name Bucktop to a lesser name.
There we go. J4's back in, and looks like teams are ready to go.
Yeah, guys, it's still some server issues. Valve did make a very good blog post just kind of explaining why the issues have been happening and what they're working on. They don't have a timeline, of course, but they have at least created some solutions for pub games so that games won't be counted if poor network conditions are detected. I'm not sure if that's actually implemented yet or if it's coming out in what we hope will be the Thursday patch. But I mean, that's exciting, man. We're gonna have Broodmother and CM.
Oh yeah.
Especially a good old Phoenix, the Firebird of Doom.
It feels like Brood's just been missing from CM for too long. Like Brood was just like a staple hero when Dota 2 first was like coming out. Well, it wasn't at TI1, but like TI2, it was one of the most picked / banned heroes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I've not seen good. Whenever I pub in that heroes in the game, it always seems to just be useless. If the team makes any effort to
against an organized team, I think it's quite a weak hero. I think it's like a very niche pick. I
remember what her latest incarnation is. He's changed the web so many times recently.
If you take damage, you lose your little like walk over trees ability. Is the main thing.
Oh, so it used to be if they had vision.
Yeah, it used to be when you were dusted. Or like if
anytime they had vision, I think.
Yeah, they had vision and you were dusted. But now if they have vision of you, you can still fly over until you take damage. So it's slightly better, but it's still not ideal.
Yeah, I mean that's where heroes like Darkseer, Axe might see more play as well. Just the Brood Slayers, heroes that can't be forced out of lane, that just constantly farm spider lanes.
Brood is just one of those dirty, like, 5th pick, like, oh, guess what? Brood was on the pool and you have no anti-Brood heroes.
Actually, you know who's going to be really good against Brood as well is overwhelming odds.
That's
that
like
Legion commander, man.
That's definitely, like, the go-to and for pub games, especially.
Because the one thing is, like, you go for... It's kind of like the Void pick, where it can scale really well, right? Yeah. Whereas Axe situationally can scale well if you're up against, like, say, familiars or a lot of summons, but if you're up against more heroes that go into late game, you have that dual damage working for you. You can transition into a carry role and free farm those spiderlings. So we'll see. If anyone's going to bring that hero back, I'm guessing it's Bulldog. So I know he was trying to pub with it a lot back when he was streaming. Rest in peace, Bulldog stream. It's been a while since we've seen it. But yeah, I don't know when we'll see him in action again. Maybe he'll come back for this patch.
As for Phoenix, I think Phoenix is a pretty strong hero. So we definitely see Phoenix as a mid, as an offlaner, maybe even as a support. I think it's quite a viable support. Like as a zoning support, it's kind of like you use your Fire Spirits like a Scarif uses Arcane Bolt, where you just zone out the offlaner with it.
Yeah, just have a couple tangos ready to go and just keep on spamming those.
Yeah.
Mitch will take a nasty heal bomb from Suniko. Well played by him. He's gonna punish this Darkseer bit. Looks like the jungle never was stacked.
He needs to fall back to the jungle at some point to get his XP. He can keep throwing Iron Shells and pushing out this lane, but you never get XP out of that, even if you get a CS hero there. So I think he does need to back off soon.
Oh, they might find J4 now. Hello, says Bucktop. Stunned to start. He's got the boots online. J4 does not. And a wild Genki party rise. This should be your first blood unless he can get the root in time. Too late. Lizard will happily snag that one.
Alright.
But yeah, I'm just looking at this top lane, GoDz, and this Tidehunter is just unzonable, apparently.
Yeah. All the bonus armor with level 2 Kraken, I guess Viper
and he's even going for the most offensive build here with the 3-point... Yeah. I mean, I guess you could go 3 poison attack instead of Nether Toxin, but very offensive anyway. Bottom lane, Mitch. Might go down. There's a last nuke from your Necrophos.
The poison touch, yeah. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it looks like he got chased out quite a bit there.
And there's your 10 Sadist charge, so Necrophos will get his mana regened up quite a good amount.
It's only level 1 Sadist, but even then, yeah, he still gets a nice
He's Viper, he's like a pea shooter. He's doing like 20 damage per right click. All the armor combined with 2 Kraken Shell. And this is the thing, your Nether Toxin doesn't kick in until Tide gets like down to half HP, and he just never gets that low because of this build he's gone, so...
Yeah, if they send a +1 here, he'll quickly fall, but just in 1v1, it's going to be a struggle. Of course, there are some downsides here. It makes that Refresher build much harder to go for now if he wants to pick it up later on.
Yeah, his mana pools... Even when he hits level 6 and has Ravage, like he's going to have mana issues throwing Anchor Smashes. As well as saving mana for the Ravage.
Yeah, we'll have a rotation now from the Wraith King strutting on in. Not going to actually go.
That's the thing, like Wraith King's not zoning a Tide, and Lich is also not exactly a good hero to zone him out.
I thought Wraith King was going to stack because he was just chilling in the jungle. He never ended up doing it. There's nothing waiting for Darkseer here. But Mitch is level 4, so he's getting his levels now in the offlane. Not quite as good as Big Daddy Tide, but he's also at a tougher lane.
Alright. Well, interesting opening here. 5.5 minutes in, another pause coming out. Just get things started slowly here for our Europe action.
Stop things from getting started quickly.
Yeah.
Just the cynical way to look at it.
Well, don't want it to end too fast, LD. We've got 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess we are behind schedule, so maybe we do want this end fast.
Let's get it going here, boys. Before my caffeine wears off. Then you might listen to me stormcasting. I'll jolt awake when something exciting happens. Uh-oh. Here comes the Tide. He's hunting for someone.
As soon as he hits 6 as well.
They have a ward, but it's down on the low ground. Another disconnect. EU West, please.
It's just like such an anticlimactic like pace to this game. Like you got this flow going.
Anymore, you know?
It's like you have that whole like there's a casting rhythm, like much like people talk about like the farming rhythm, like as an anti-mage, like blink from camp to camp. Like I feel like there's a casting rhythm which you just lose with these pauses, and well, he's gonna reconnect. I don't know if this is the servers. I think this seems to be more like the players, individual players at times, but the servers has been like everyone in the game gets like 200 ping.
Blaming them.
Okay, maybe you're right then.
But I mean, it's not uncommon for people to blame the servers when it's their own fault. Or their own, not their own fault, but their own connections issues, I should say.
So Lich is going to do some of the first stack. Oh, well, he's actually maybe not going to make this stack.
He also may die to the Tidehunter.
Actually, no, I think he's already drawn aggro. Can't tell. He's on the run. Go, go, go is the call. I agree with that.
Actually, Lich has boots. I think you want to go mid here, not on the Lich.
Let's get this Legion commander.
If they get a root, he's dead. Well, actually, he can purge it off, I believe, right?
Yes, you should be able to.
Hasn't done it yet, just holding on to that.
Tide gets scouted on the high ground by the Lich. And
no gush. No gush, no go.
So they know what's going on. They know Tide's level 6 as well. They should have seen it. And with the Salve, Legion's back to full HP, so he's actually pretty stable in this mid lane.
But that's a 4-hero rotation that gets nothing. So, pretty big loss there. Fancy little regen rune here for your Spirit Bear. Yum, yum, yum.
He likes that one. So, Lone Druid, level 6, not living up the ulti just yet, which is... You see this every now and then. He doesn't feel too threatened in this mid lane. And
yeah, it's a Lich Wraithkin. They're not really the...
Looks
and
like
Arclane Darks here, not really the scariest ganking combo.
Looks like he will be going for a Midas with the Gloves of Haste picked up. It's
and in the meantime, balling out of control with double boots on his hero. Oh, okay. Just fucked it over.
I think the Midas is good. Even if you're going for like this 5-man deathball push, it's good because you just get so much out of the attack speed on your bear. Like your bear's sieging towers with the Demolish, so giving it more attack speed from a Midas, why not?
Meanwhile, bottom lane, J4 was looking for a little wraparound here. He's got some eyes on Mitch on the high ground.
Sneaky.
Tough kill, and let's see. Legion is level 6 now. Teleport scroll online. Your Viper working towards the mech. No TP. They're going to have to push this one.
Yep. You got to deal with the Iron Shell though, and that's well not too pesky when you got the heal bomb.
Yeah, help negate some of that damage. Just slam out the wave, and do MYI really want to fight this? I don't know if they want to commit too much here. They're fighting into mass heals. They're fighting a Lone Druid and the Tide who could show up.
PR see him coming too. They've got this nice high ground vision, so yeah.
Decent deny attempt there by Lizard. They do have Ravage ready. I think PR are just going to take without giving anything up.
Yeah, they can't. Well, top lane Tide can easily stop the push with these two heroes. These two heroes aren't killing him with possible TPs coming in at the tier 1 tower.
Well,
bottom rune. It's going to be okay.
Overall state of the game, it's about just that 1 tower gold's worth of lead for PR. Experience very even. So it's a very even game, but just matchup-wise, I worry a bit for mYinsanity. If they don't get something done with the Legion Commander Blink, I feel they're going to be very hard-pressed to stop PR's Death Ball in the mid-game. Like, what's their AoE here? Overwhelming odds, Ion Shell. Yeah. Heals will negate the Ion Shell, kill off the enemy creep wave almost instantly, and overwhelming odds is good spam, but once there's a mech and a few Necro heals, that'll largely negate that as well. So I do worry a bit for them.
Well, for now, PR just going to settle with the 1 tier 1 bottom tower. They're not looking to group up too much more immediately. But,
this lineup just looks like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, there's so many items and just levels that the PR haven't even reached yet. Like, they pick up the Buckler on the Dazzle, so he's going to start working on a mech. Your Necro is just holding on to 600 gold, just has treads. Like, they're not really at the stage where they push. They get strong around, I would say, the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, they're not there yet. You know it's coming.
And what's mYinsanity really going to have to do with the push? Like, they're going to have a max overwhelming odds as, like, their main counter push, and beyond that, it's a bit of a struggle.
I think that's where they just need to find pickoffs. They will have a Legion Commander Blink Dagger. You can throw Ion Shell on him. I assume he's going Blink. I'm not sure what else you would go for here besides that, but throw Ion Shell on him. That's decent damage. They have Chain Frost. Maybe they can find some kills there. They will have their mech first as well. So perhaps they can try and brute force their way through these early fights, even with the team fight disadvantage through the mech advantage. But if they don't find some footing there, then yeah, I think it's like we've been talking about. It's going to be hard for them later on.
Ooh, Mask of Death on the Spirit Bear. Here we go.
Could be a Vlad's if they just want more push, or could be that legendary Mask of Madness. He did not complete the Midas though.
Yeah, just casual gloves. You know, the old school like Dota 1 Lone Druid, you would
three gloves of haste.
max gloves of haste. That was the value build. Yeah. You get like 3 full gloves of haste and just stack the attack speed.
Stack up the Hyperstones after that, you know, just mass attack speed.
The fact that he got the Morbid Mask before he got the other, like anything else suggests it is going to be the Mask of Madness, not a Vlad's. Like normally you get like a Bassi Ring or something first.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
it'll be interesting to see how that build works out. I have not seen it ever in a competitive game. I think it was used once in the Captain's Draft tournament.
Okay.
Because, you know, the hero pool is fairly limited, so they just put No Tail and carry 2 games in a row.
They've got all the heals to protect the bear with, from the Necro and the Dazzle, so...
I also want to point out that J4 has a very fast medallion on his Venge. This will be nice to take down heroes like the Viper. It'll help them chew through Frost Armor, which is already... Or Ice Armor, rather, which is already level 1. So pretty fast medallion. And maybe they even sneak a Roche if they want to fight or two. Or not even sneak, but just walk in with it, I should say.
Once they push a few more of these towers, like get the mid-tier one, and... I don't feel like they desperately need the Roshan until they brought down a few more towers to try and go high ground. But yeah, if they can get into Roshan, that's a good chunk of gold, and they can make use of an Aegis.
And they will take towers at some point, unless they royally screw up their strat. And Mask of Madness Druid. The attack speed is very real. Remember, he's going to have Medallion helping him get kills faster, Wave of Terror doing the same. It's going to be a beefy bear.
Yeah. Legion now gets a blink, and this is go time for mYinsanity. I feel like they need to find the pickoffs and just continuously find them while PR is split up, not going for 5-man pushes. Get the dual damage while you can.
Yeah, and just delay their group up as much as possible.
Yeah. You get a pickoff or two, they will then just say, okay, we've got to force the 5-man Dota now. But that kind of works in your favor, because that's when you go for the counter push down the side lane. So it's kind of like a back and forth from ganking and just counter pushing lanes where PR aren't. But if PR is split up between 3 lanes, you can't counter push. You have to go for the ganks now while they're split up, and when they group up, then you counter push. So you're going to find this kind of like balance. And right now, 3 heroes grouped at bottom will smoke and see what they can find. I think they'd love to kill Deech around this Necrophos. He's just had uncontested free farm for far too long. And
he went Midas too. This is the perfect time to kill him off.
He Midases and doesn't even finish the creep camp though. He knows something's wrong.
Yeah, they actually have a ward here, so they see that...
Oh, I think he saw the smoke, maybe?
Where did they smoke?
It was like right in this area here. It may have been inside. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, they're just waiting this one out. They must know. They're in position.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go, MYI. But that's big, though. Just missing that first crucial smoke gank. Making sure that you get your Necrophos' first HP item. We'll see if he wants to go for that route of Atos, the early Ags. BKB is not that great this game. It wouldn't be terrible, but I don't think that's your first choice. And, well, whatever it is. I gotta say, GoDz, Soniko is really impressed on this Dazzle. Almost having a mech complete at 13 minutes.
He's got 27 CS, so he's got a lot of farm.
Yeah, they have the tower. Did he get the tower last hit?
I think the Venge actually did, from the bottom tier one that was. I remember the Venge getting a tower and thinking, okay, that's...
Yeah, he's just CSing well, I guess is the main thing. But then you compare it to the Wraith King with no tower gold, he's got nothing.
Now the pushing begins. Lone Druid, Mask of Madness, and it's go time.
Man, this thing hurts. And then you give it some plus armor from the Dazzle. This is dirty. And this is against ice armor, don't you forget. So
yeah.
Got that 30%, or sorry, 20% attack speed slow.
You can't fight into this because there's a Blink Ravage as well, so it's so high risk here. Wraith King's holding on to that reincarnation point, maybe considering going for this, but...
There's your initiation from Grazzini. Isolates the Yarad. They're going to need to Ravage. They'll get one off. That connects on 4 heroes in the end. They keep their Necrophos alive. He's absolutely fine. Now a great wall drop. Well, is it great if you don't have to back into it? I guess it's not in the end. Chain Frost bouncing through. Very nice bounces, but everyone a bit too tanky. The bear now out of position. Bring that bear back to Papa, as they will end up losing their watermelon to the big big Chain Frost bounces. Yeah. But in the end, I think that's still decent for MYI though. Force out the Ravage. They don't really lose anything too bad.
It's okay. They don't lose anything too bad, but it's still like PR get more overall just money from the fight. Like a 2-for-1 trade. I guess the Spirit Bear is like half a hero.
It's mainly like now you know Ravage is down. Now's your opportunity to make a play with that duel.
Yeah, that's Legion dying. Like he went in for a duel and died.
Can Legion go for duels when PR are 5-manny even without Ravage? I'm not so sure.
Yeah. The swap was used, like they can...
And now they have the mech. Actually, with the mech coming online, that is now very bad.
Mech, Shadow Wave, Grave, like, getting dual kills this game is just a nightmare, even when Ravage isn't there.
Oh, there's your root onto Bucktop. He does have the ulti. Yeah. And I gotta say, this Legion is very annoying for the bear. Every time he gets a root, press the attack. Yeah. Root, press the attack. Frustrating. They're just gonna casually strut into Roche. There's a ward right here.
And who needs Ravage? We'll do this. We'll do this with Tidehunter at top lane. This is actually something that I feel MYI should contest. They've got reincarnation. I feel this would be a sin not to try and stop this from happening.
But they don't have Chain Frost. They don't have the Darkseer wall for 12 seconds.
Oh, they're too late.
They're smoking. They are trying to engage now, but Tidehunter's in position for whatever he can offer, and the Aegis out on Dityara. Now they're going to slowly engage. It's a very clumsy lineup. They don't really get into these fights fast, but they eventually make their way through as they manage to entangle the Legion Commander. He's kept out. Darkseer just slowly stumbling in as well. He does get a wall on 3 heroes. Pretty nice one, Sanigo going for the TP out. Won't make it. He's on the run. Dityara going to lose his Aegis. Perhaps he gets off a heal at the last second along with stick charges. Still, they're going to run him down if they kill him once. I believe they'll be able to kill him twice. They have a duel for when he comes back to life. Oh no, they might lose everything here. The Aegis, 3 heroes, a duel as well. Winner going the way of the Legion. Oh, what a mess. That was such a greedy Roche. No Ravage, yeah. Tide not even there until it's over. Oh my.
Wall was already back up. This Darkseer, 2 fights in a row hitting really big wall vacuums. That's with a level 1 wall of replica. Just that the initial damage it does, combined with a few extra illusions, turn those fight around.
Incredibly unfortunate. Well, maybe not unfortunate, because that implies there's a luck element, but
good plays from
incredibly bad for them.
Yeah. Follow up with a tier 1 tower, so mYinsanity still in this game, and Necro's Midas, like, I feel way too greedy. Like
Midas and then into Blink as well.
Yeah, he needs some just stats / HP. Like, just going for a Bloodstone or something would have been fantastic. Or
Rod of Atos.
Yeah.
BKB wouldn't have been too terrible. I don't think it's your choice here, but Aghanims, just a bit booster or a point booster would have made him so much more difficult to deal with.
I feel like this has been a little bit too greedy from the Necrophos as far as this build's concerned. If they want to go for a Roche in there, if you want to sit back and play this a bit slower, wait to even like 20 minutes before you take fights and push, then okay, the Midas maybe pays off. But before you try to take those kind of fights, you need that HP item, it feels like. So
they do have their Maelstrom Mask Command to spare, but
yes,
they are pushing against Ice Armor, and that's proven to be a real nemesis. There isn't any Ice Armor here top, though.
There's the weave to start things off, and possible defenses coming in. No reincarnation for quite some time, though, is part of the problem for mYinsanity. They can't use that Wraith King as aggressively as they'd like to.
PR just tucked away in the tree line to the north, and it's just Necrophos showing his pretty little head along with the bear, but of course, where the baby bear is, Papa Bear is waiting. And they're just going to continue the siege. Swap to start it. J4 going for the stun onto a different hero, as Lizard is ulted, but not finished off during the Necrophos. That heal coming out from the Legion Commander. My goodness.
Tide didn't blink in. Like, he doesn't need a blink Ravage, even just a blink Anchor Smash. Like, they needed any damage on top of that Reaper Scythe. I think Venge stunning the Viper was a good idea there, but the rest of the team just didn't go in on that in the swap Lich.
And when you're running a push strat, the thing that's really powerful about Necrophos is every time you get a kill, extra 30 seconds on the death timer. So they often will have to either forfeit a tower or buy back. And either way, you win. It's
still okay for PR because they have Ravage, so they're going to just go for the next tower.
Wrap around, but Papa Tide's waited on the high ground here. They'll try to come in from 2 different directions, but Ravage connects. That is on 4 heroes. And that's Bucktop on the run. The Chain Frost bouncing through. Where's the follow-up? They haven't gotten a thing aside from the Wraith King as of yet. Now they engage further. The wall was dropped, though again, PR just getting outfought in the team fights. This Darkseer pick doing all kinds of heavy lifting.
Dazzle wins a duel meanwhile as well. Sashka going for a TP out and nothing to cancel it. Okay, buyback from your Legion Commander. This fight not going well all of a sudden. And another TP out. They just don't have anything to cancel these TPs. Vacuum with that 28-second cooldown. Ice Frog, please buff me, says Darkseer. And
that's getting into like ultimate territory with that cooldown, dude. That's a little ridiculous.
Sad times.
Again, a lost fight for mYinsanity.
Yeah.
The buybacks what makes it really sting. It didn't accomplish anything either.
Legion's not winning duels as well.
I think if that's a 2 for 3 and they're blowing Ravage for it, and they ended up losing... Did they lose on the Radiant? I think they lost the Necrophos, right? Oh, no, he got a double.
They lost Venge, and
yeah, that's
I don't know if they lost anyone else. Oh, they lost Tide. They lost Tide as the first hero.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Losing the giving the Necrophos a double kill is the big problem, I feel. Yep. Suddenly, Dityara's got the makings of the Bloodstone. Point booster out.
Could be an Axe. Oh no, he's got the. Oh, that's someone else's ND booster.
Oh, is that the? Oh, that's the Dazzles. Okay, maybe it is an Axe. Yeah.
I like the Bloodstone if he goes for it like early, but at this point,
it's pretty late. Yeah.
50-50.
You would have like a 26-7 minute Bloodstone.
Yeah. I think either's okay, Bloodstone or Ags. It's just like tanking up is more important than the Ags upgraded ulti at this point. So both Ags and Bloodstone give you that.
Yeah, Bloodstone. It's really nice with Necro because you're. Yeah. You have to screw the pooch really bad not to collect kills. And you're hard to bring down when you've got Grave back you up.
Yep.
And the heal. And the mech. Man, oh, I do want to mention that it's obvious. It's pretty obvious looking back at it, but very smart of PR to ban out that Ancient Apparition.
Yeah.
We have seen teams forget to ban him when they're running healing strats, and then the game just kind of falls apart.
Viper's now got his BKB for the next fight, so this is one way of kind of dealing with the Ravage, but sure, you don't get hit by a Ravage, but are you actually going to translate that into killing off anyone, which is not really going to become too much easier. You're still against the Dazzle, Necro Heals, the Grave, and all that, so it's still problematic.
myi just chilling in the bottom side of the map. Trying to farm up their armlet as Bucktop begins to transition towards more of a carry Wraith King.
This Wraith King has not felt like a support really throughout this game.
Yeah, he's been getting a solid chunk of farm. He's even with his own Darkseer. I mean, part of that is because he failed his stacks in the jungle for the Darkseer, but maybe he secretly had a plan all along of just making sure that he was the one who's pulling ahead as we head towards the mid game or even the late game. Bottom lane, there is a Necrophos ult. They use the heal bomb as well as just a Necro ult and secure a quick kill on your Legion.
This Legion's struggling hard this game.
Strug City.
033 has lost more jewels than he's won, with Dazzle and Necro both on +10 damage. Neither hero benefits that much from the plus damage, but hey, there's a lot of minus armor from Weave as well as Hal, so Gush even.
Yeah, there's no one hero that's like, oh man, damage is amazing on that hero, but if your whole team just has a bit more damage, it does start to add up. And look at this bench, level 10, has not maxed the stun, and is just giving the team tons of plus right click.
This is a dead tier 2. No way you can defend this if you're mYinsanity, and
I think you just roll bottom after this and take that tier 2.
Unless you think you can start chipping on the high ground, but bottom, yeah, the more straightforward, just methodical way of playing things out.
I feel if you want to go high ground here, you probably want to complete your AC on the bear, and then that's a great timing for you to do it.
Deechira has got his Ag Scepter up, so that's full Ag Scepter completed, 22 minutes in. This is where it gets really scary. Yeah, he's suddenly got 1500 HP, and that's with Intel Tread, so he can get even tankier if he needs to. And
Crimson Guard.
On
pretty good against the bear.
Not bad.
But I don't feel like the bear's a lot of... it's not that much of their damage.
I feel like he just maybe needed a Blink Dagger even just to get those... I mean, he's getting great wall vacuums off regardless, but...
that could be. Sitting back, waiting for the Ravage. They have a 4-staff ready to go as well. Diyara's gonna just jump in, full YOLO mode. He's looking for backup here. He's not really getting too much. Now the Grave, the 4-staff out. Okay, they've baited out a BKB. They can look to re-engage here momentarily if Diyara doesn't go down. There's your Ravage, interrupting the duel. The heal comes through. The turn of the Tides is they'll delete the Legion commander from this game, but an amazing back wall. Connects on 4 or 5.
The heals though, everyone's full HP.
They just fight through the wall. They'll kill off the illusions. Now PR getting to that point where their death ball status is fully achieved, and it's myi who just get run down. And they're gonna lose Bucktop here. They lose the Wraith King ultimate. 0 heroes dead. And everyone healthy.
Yeah, everyone healthy is the main issue right now. Looks like the bear's gonna pick up like a Hyperstone or something.
The only thing they need is more Arcane Boots.
5k gold on your bear. He's can buy an Assault Crest more or less.
Let's see if he even goes to this dire Secret Top to complete it. No, Ghost Scepter out, coming on out on the Courier for somebody else, and they're just gonna continue to zone back.
It's just GG now.
I think it
feels
is.
like.
I mean, it really goes back to this draft where we just discussed. They don't have that much deep push. They had to get a lot done with the Legion Commander Blink, and they did not.
He buys the AC from the dire base and swings mid.
Nicely done.
Smokes mid.
Wall.
Big smoke blade.
Why not?
One last hurrah from mYinsanity, it feels like. This is cool. This is a cool little, like, I almost call it a pocket strategy coming out of Power Rangers. Something you don't see too often, and putting it
get
to
the
great
tower!
effect. Got him.
They have no berry summon for 40, but that will just force them back.
They may wait for next Roshan. Like, they're in control right now.
Yeah, pocket strategy is a good way to describe it. I think that's pretty apt, and I would agree. It's not easy to deal with if you don't see it coming, and I think they should have, and I think PR just drafted well to make it difficult to stop. But going for heroes like Legion, Wraith King, Viper, Lich, I think they picked the Lich in the 3rd, 4th, as well as the Legion. No, it was Legion first 2, right?
It was a Legion Viper first 2, yeah.
So they went for 2 supports that have no D push. I think there was
Lich,
stuff
Wraith
like
King,
Hero out there. I don't know if that would have been enough.
I feel like this PR strategy isn't being truly tested because mYinsanity went for like some kind of obscure picks which definitely do not work against this draft. I feel like your more standard drafts that we're seeing a lot of teams do would match up a lot better against this.
How about that Keeper of the Light, man? Stop them right in their tracks.
First hit Entangle, Milan.
Where's the help for Milan?
In trouble.
They're trying to bait him.
It's full stuffed out, but yeah.
You just keep on going. This is an angry bear. Remember, he doesn't have a resummon here for 90 seconds.
I'd love to kill it, but Tide's going to come in with a Blink Ravage.
Oh, there you go. Say hello to Papa Tide. That's a beautiful Ravage. Brings down the Viper. They chain down the list, and now they're going to look to check out Grazine from this fight. Oh,
that's
going for a duel. This Dazzle has 22 armor. He just fights his way through it. GG. Another easy winner for him. GG. Any second now. 5-hero wipe. PR. Just looking dominant as they crush through mYinsanity.
Well, Legion 1 for 4 in his duels, but not. It was just
total
a tough
no impact Legion, but he just doesn't match up that well against that type of strat.
Even like the Viper, who was ridiculously fun that game, he had next to no impact. None of the heroes could have an impact against the 5-man Deathfall that game, so not sure much else could have been done really.
I don't. Yeah, they didn't play it great, but I don't think playing it great would have necessarily won them the game either.
Yeah. So.
And PR had a really nice pocket strat, like you said. Just very clever.
They're 2-0 now, so it's a good start. They always do on Starladder. Like you can expect it. They'll cause some upsets. They'll win some big games, and this is not one of the bigger name teams.
They qualified for one of the Starladders, right? A couple seasons ago, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. And I would say this season they're one of the teams I would put money on maybe making it there as well.
Yeah, they're going to be in contention, guys, for sure. Yeah. And well, it's a quick season, so
yes.
Blink, you sleep. You might miss their qualification and be like, hey, how'd they show up in Kiev? Yeah. Well, you guys will know because you watched.
Well, we're going to take a break because this is our first quick game. We're going to catch up. We're back on schedule now.
What is it, like a 5-minute break here?
I think 15 minutes.
Everyone's in the lobby already.
Okay, well, maybe not.
We're just going right into the next game, potentially. It's like 10, 15 minutes.
I think so. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it's going to start now. You guys are watching Starladder Season 11, guys. Stick around.